excited. So he's in the new Call of Duty Cold War. He was in the Walking Dead video game. He's got an amazing filmography on IMDb, which I put the link down in the description. We are joining, well, he's joining us for the multiplayer reveal today, which I believe is in about 22 minutes.
Yeah.
So, let's start with, well, tell me this, Reggie, how did you get into acting? Like, where'd you grow up at? Give us a little backstory about you and kind of what led you to where you're at now.
Well, first of all, Tim, thanks for having me, brother. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Tim L. Gringo, Charlotte. I'm from San Jose, California, born and raised. San Jose, California. I moved to Denver when I was about nine years old. And when I was there, I always wanted to be an actor. You know what I mean? Like when I was a kid, like I was watching movies and I would watch movies and I didn't watch them like regular kids. I watched them for the editing and to see if like, you know, the actors were believable. That was always what I thought when I was watching movies. I remember the first movie I watched that made me really think about editing and how actors are shot was Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And there's a scene where they're chasing the yellow Porsche is like, it's like
dented and then it's not dented again.
You know, it's dented and then it's not dented.
That's what's up. Yeah, I'm the same. I used to watch that same shit. Yeah.
I saw that and it made me like start thinking about movies and how they're made and what happened, how this happened. And then, you know, somebody told me, well, they obviously liked this shot the best. And they didn't give a shit about the dent. So I started getting more curious about it. And then I auditioned for a theater company called Kid Skits in like Denver. And I booked a role as like in this play. And from then on, it was just like, yo, I want to be on TV. I wanted to be Theo Huxtable, you know, from the Cosby Show. And from that play, it just kept going and going. But I played football as well. So while I was playing football, I couldn't be in acting because that was like not the cool shit to do. You know what I'm saying? Like you're hanging out with the drama nerds or you're on the football field. And so I kind of pushed that to the side. But I still just messed around with it and dabbled with it. And then once I got hurt and I was done, I went into stand-up comedy as a way to get into acting and finally got to Hollywood.
Awesome. So real quick, everybody's confused because we switched streams. Okay, so yeah, Charlene, this is going to be the stream. And I need to get Reggie the link for this stream so that he can pull it up and watch the comments. Is there any way you will send that to him for me? Here, I'm going to send it to you in text. Just send it to this email address. So Reggie, I'll get the stream emailed to you real quick.
Okay.
And so that's amazing that it was Commando.
That's crazy. Other people recognize that. Remember that. It was so.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, that car took an extensive damage, and then was like perfect, and then back to damage, and all of that. So, tell me about like your first audition when you got your first real job as an actor, or was it with stand-up comedy?
My first audition. You know what happened to me? So out here, they used to do a thing called workshops in Hollywood, right? And workshops were basically where actors would pay money to get in front of casting directors who sent them auditions and got them auditions and put them in front of producers, right? So I came to Hollywood fresh out of, I'm a comedian, I'm just me, whatever. Never took an acting class, didn't know what the hell I was doing. Just thought that I knew how to act because I watched TV a lot. So I go to this workshop and the casting director is the lady who's casting the Ice Cube movie. It's called Janky Promoters, right? It was like after Friday and after Friday After Next and all that stuff, he did another movie called Janky Promoters. And I went to this casting workshop, and this was my first time. I went in there and just did me, basically. The lady loved me, called me in for an audition for the film, like to star as one of the starring roles. My first audition ever. Had no idea how to act, know what I was doing. I get there and I go to this audition and I bomb. Yo, like, I mean, I was terrible. Like, I went and got coached because I thought, this is something I should do. I should meet with somebody. And there, I got this coach, and she was like, "How did you get this audition? You don't have management, you don't have agent or anything." I was like, "I did a workshop," and she really liked me. She was like, "Oh shit, okay." And so she's working with me, and by the time we're done, she was like, "How did you get this audition? This is not going to be good." And so I go in and I bomb terrible. And from then on, I just learned, I have to go to class. I have to be in class. Nobody's just natural. Like, I needed to be in class to learn some structure, do all that. So I did. And then my first job ever was on Lincoln Heights with the recently departed Chadwick Boseman.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a amazing job. My first time ever being on like television for real. And yeah, it was pretty dope, man.
Well, what was that like? I mean, obviously I've been on TV, and like, tell me like the first time you got recognized out in public, what that was like.
The first time I ever got recognized in public was from being on Key and Peele. Like, so I did a sketch with Key and Peele called Pussy on the Chain Wax. And for some reason, this thing was like blowing up. And so I would go out to bars or somewhere, and then people would start yelling, "Pussy on the chain wax, pussy on the chain wax." It was like out of nowhere. I didn't know. I mean, it was never even like a thing where you're mobbed or anything. It was just like pretty dope that people watch it and think that you're doing some funny shit. Like that.
Right.
Okay, I just got this link.
Okay, yeah, so that link will take you to the live stream so you can read comments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know, like, if you want to watch it on your phone or how you want to do it, or I mean, if you're on a PC, you could probably just throw it up in a tab, and you don't have to. I can read you the comments, but just in case you wanted to share it with anybody or...
So they just started that countdown, yeah, for
to be honest, I'm not even watching that. I'm sure Charlene, do you have the countdown up for the multiplayer reveal? I think they're only going to show 10 seconds is what I read.
What?
Yeah, and actually, I don't know if you can confirm. There was a leak, right? Like last week. I don't know if that leak was real, but everybody thinks it was.
I don't. What was the leak? Oh, was it people like playing a game or something?
Yeah, because apparently there was a streamer that like fucked up and had it downloaded on his PC or something, and then people figured out that they had it as a downloadable game called the Red Door, and then people were data mining. It's been crazy, man. People are like highly anticipating this game, but so we'll segue into that real quick. But I definitely want to go back to your film and TV career. But first video game that you ever worked on was Walking Dead, yes?
No, the first video game I ever worked on was NBA 2K. I did what is that? Motion. I forget what the hell is it even called. I did like
motion capture
for NBA 2K, and they flew me up to Novato, California, and it was me and a buddy of mine who's another actor who's actually in Call of Duty last year. He was a voice character. My buddy LaMonica Garrett, he took me up to Novato with him to do motion capture for NBA 2K. And we were basically just reenacting famous dunks in history. So we would go up there and basically I was just the person getting dunked on for the whole day. So I'm there just jumping up and I'm acting like all these famous athletes who've been dunked on and recreating, their movements and how they fell. So that was the first time I ever worked on a game. And then, then I did Walking Dead, the video game, and I played Davon. And when I was auditioning for that, I didn't even know what it was, because they always have these, they have dummy titles, so you don't know what you're actually
right
for when you do the audition. I just did the audition, and then they call me in, and then I go into the booth, and then you get there and you find out that this is The Walking Dead. And you're like, oh shit! And it was the virtual reality game. And so I did that. I did a couple of days working on that, and it was pretty cool. And we shot that over in Marina Del Rey.
So, all right. So leading up to Call of Duty, like, I'm assuming you're out in LA, so you got an agent, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so your agent calls you. She doesn't know it's for Call of Duty. They're just like, hey, we got an opportunity.
Yeah, no, they said it was a video game, and it was like an untitled video game. That's all I knew. I had no idea what was going on, what it was going to be. But you get there and you audition and you see all these posters and you see all these game posters. So you're like, damn, I wonder, could that be? But I still was in the dark because nobody tells you anything. So I did the audition and didn't hear anything for about, a month or something. And then, I didn't hear anything for a month, but what I did hear was a friend of mine who I was talking about, my buddy LaMonica. He hit me up. He was like, yo, I just booked a voice role in Call of Duty. And I was like, oh, shit, he got the damn job that I wanted. But then I get a message literally like an hour after he told me that he got the job in Call of Duty. I get a message an hour later saying, hey, you got the role of this such and such. And I was like, okay. So I wonder if am I Call of Duty too, or is this a different game or something? And then we figure out that they shoot different games every, there's different cycles. So 1 year, the Modern Warfare is out, and that is,
right.
That's, who does it? That's Infinity War. And then they do Black Ops, and that's Treyarch and Raven. So I was in a different game. He was in a different game. It ended up working out. But yeah, I had no idea until we actually got there to do my first day of work. I didn't know that it was actually called.
So can you tell us about when that started?
I believe it was September of last year was our first time. No, July of last year was the first time I did anything for working with them.
Yeah, because we knew, I mean, obviously, like, this is the latest, I believe, Call of Duty Ghosts, which was, 10 years ago now, had been the latest reveal time. They normally always reveal, the game convention. Somebody help me out. What's that game convention called every year? It's like...
GameCon?
Yeah, it's one of those big things every year, but it was canceled this year because of COVID.
Yeah.
And everybody's been like freaking out, saying like, well, then it was in the press that Treyarch took over from Raven because they weren't happy with, I guess, whatever Raven had done. So then when Treyarch got their hands back around it, people were like, oh yeah, like that's great, because I know that there's 3 modes that people look forward to with Call of Duty. You've got campaign, multiplayer, and then zombies. And see, for me, like I'm a zombies player, and most people like Treyarch's take on zombies better than Activision or Ravens. Those have not been as popular. That's another question I wanted to ask you. I know you said that your character is based kind of in campaign and multiplayer, but did you meet any of the people that were working on zombies, or did you hear anything about zombies? Or
I've not heard. Dude, literally, they don't tell you anything. Like, you figure it out as it comes out. Like, I'm figuring out as things come out with you guys. Like, I see the trailer reveal at the same time you guys see it.
I understand. It's the same thing for me. They don't even tell me when I'm going to be on TV. Like, somebody will call me and be like, I saw you on TV last night. And I'm like, oh, that's great. They didn't even tell me.
Yeah. So I don't know about zombies or anything. Like, I don't even know. Dude, I've only played Call of Duty once. Like, I played the first version of Call of Duty years ago. And I haven't played. My son plays the damn game religiously all night, every day. I have to go in his room and kick him out of the game. Like, he can't keep playing. Like, it's his world has become Call of Duty. So I don't know like how these modes go. Like, if it goes from campaign to multiplayer, like to zombies, like how does that work? What happens?
Well, it's just separate. I mean, again, when you log into the game, it's you choose the mode you want to play.
Okay.
But I mean, like when you walk into there, do they hand you like, you know, like when you get a movie script and you know what character you're playing, did it give you kind of like a background on your character? Like, tell us about your character. I mean, I know it's Sergeant. What's your name in the game again?
Lawrence Sims.
Yeah, Sergeant Lawrence Sims. So can you give us any background on that character at all?
Yeah, well, Treyarch they sent out, you know, they were doing a, like all week long, they were releasing information about characters and their backstory. So I can basically tell you the backstory of Sims. Born 1942, February 4th, Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Hell, you got North Carolina? Is that where you got?
Yes, sir. North Carolina, represent.
There it is. You know, basically based in military culture. Laid back cat, you know, sarcastic, but he's a technology guy. You know, he's good with weapons, technology. Dude apparently went to Rochester Institute of Technology, into the Army for 2 years, then went to the CIA. Best friends, you know, buddy with Adler, who's also one of the main characters. And
now, so wait a minute, because in the trailer, when you're jumping out of the helicopter, that looks like Vietnam.
Yeah, I mean, it's like 1968 in the trailer. So I imagine it's around, yeah, it's about
yeah,
that.
now, remember, Reggie, if I ask you something you can't answer, just be like, I can't answer it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how how tight your NDA is. So I'm just trying to like get as much info as I can. I mean, if you're born in 42, yeah, so in the 60s, I mean, yeah, that would put you right at age. So, I mean, I'm assuming when you were like to put you in a game, I mean, they have to put you in that suit, right? Like with the green balls and everything to like, do they actually capture you and how you move?
Yeah, like we get in there and you put put the suit on and they dot you up and do all that. And man, it's just a crazy experience, like seeing them put this together and seeing these engineers and these producers. Like,
do you get to actually like hold like a prop gun?
Yeah, you're holding the prop gun and, you know, and working on it, and you train to hold it and how you're supposed to move and duck. And, you know, we got to actually do really cool team exercises, like as a team together, learning how to enter a door or corner a door or take down a door and get inside and cover the perimeter and all that stuff. Like we did training for that, and it was pretty dope, man.
So they had like military experts there.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, they're actually giving cats with real experience, knowing what they're doing, teaching you how to act like, you know, you're really in the military.
Like a real soldier, right?
Yeah.
And then as far as dialogue, were they pretty strict as far as giving you a script, or did they let you?
Oh yeah, no, there's the scripts. Yeah, they've got the story.
So it's no improvising.
Yeah, no, it's you. They write it and you say
it. Okay, that's what I kind of figured.
But the reason you're able to, you know, you figure out who your character is and how it goes. You're able to bring some life to it and bring some of your own pizzazz to what you're trying to do. They give you that leeway, but for the most part, there is a baseline of the story and what they want to get out and what they're trying to accomplish, and you just got to get there. But you can add a little bit of flair to it if you got that for your character.
So let me ask you this: in a COVID world, what was the enthusiasm level like? I mean, did you feel like they were scrambling to get this game together, or did you feel like that they're pretty proud of what's coming out?
No, man, I felt like they're proud as hell. Like everybody's proud. It seemed like as soon as COVID happened, it just went into, you know, okay, this is what we got to do now. This is how we do it. And everybody just, it was real professional and seemed like it didn't skip a beat. You know, of course, there was things that had to get rearranged and rescheduled because of COVID, but for the most part, yeah, everybody was on top of the game, and we still got everything, you know, done that we needed to get done.
So did they have any kind of rap party for you guys, or is there one planned?
I mean, they did pre-COVID, I'm sure. There was, I mean, I saw last year they did a rap party for the game, but yeah, now with COVID, nah, we'll be bubble wrap party. You know what I'm saying? People will be 20 feet apart and chilling, you know, sipping. Nah, ain't no party happening in this day and time right now.
Okay, so we're at it's 1 minute till. Let me see if I can find hang on 1 second.
Yeah, I got it here.
I'm pretty sure that this is it here.
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
Can you guys see that? Now, have you already seen this, or?
I have not. I'm seeing it for the first time with everybody.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, man, this is pretty dope. They go all out for this damn thing.
Oh, it's counting down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 30 seconds. So that, I mean, that's a freaking cool ass countdown. People are going crazy just to get 10 seconds of footage. All right, so we're gonna watch this chat and then we're gonna continue. Here we go.
Here we go. Hi, everyone. I'm David Vonderhaar, Studio Design Director at Treyarch. Welcome to the multiplayer reveal of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. On behalf of the teams at Treyarch and Raven and all our development partners across the world, thank you for joining us. Today, we do a little recon across all Black Ops Cold War multiplayer. The world, the missions, the weapons, the characters, and the systems. And you know, we'll make some fun announcements along the way. From here on out, we talk directly to you, the best fans in gaming. Joining me throughout the show is a big cast of characters from across the studio, along with some of your favorite Call of Duty content creators and streamers. One thing you've come to expect from a Black Ops game is that we are never quite satisfied with the status quo. We are always looking for a way to do it better. But some things shouldn't change, and for every multiplayer game we make, one thing hasn't: how we start things off. This is the worldwide debut of the Black Ops Cold War multiplayer trailer.
Man, they really, oh. Ah, they got Biggie in there.
Threat neutralized. You're here because you're the best.
Yo, that's you right there.
All that keeps the world from turning to sailors' homelands. We work off the books, operate in the shadows, to keep the wolves at bay. Today, we reshape the world.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's sick.
Just the fact that they've got Biggie, or I don't know if that's Biggie or Junior Mafia, that sold me right there. Like, they got a hot soundtrack. That shit looks really good.
Yeah, man. It's graphics on this thing.
Really fucking good.
Yeah.
And you were in the opening scene, brother.
Yeah, I'm there right now. I'm fucking shit up right there. Oh, that's dope.
Man, your kid is gonna freak out. Wow.
Damn.
Dude, that shit looks hot, I'm not gonna lie. I don't even get into multiplayer, but that shit looks hot. Holy shit.
Damn.
All right, whoa. That is crazy. All right, so I mean, how do you feel, man? Like,
it's dope, man.
that's I mean, I know you're not really a gamer, but God, that looks good.
Yeah, it looks pretty sick, man, to like have your I mean, it's always been a dream to be, I always wanted to be in a video game, but to actually see yourself in a video game, fucking crazy, man. Like,
yeah, I mean, and with you saying that your son is into it, man, I just can't imagine what that's gonna be like when he sees that he can play as his dad. How cool is that? Like, that'll be like the dad trophy of the century.
yeah, man, but he's 16, so he still thinks that he's still on some I'm too cool for it. So, he'll be like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then what'll happen is his friends I'll talk to his friends and they'll be like, oh, dude, Jake was like playing as you all day. And he's like, dude, my dad's so bad. But like I met, one of his coaches, he plays basketball. His coaches, I went to the practice. And they were like, oh, dude, so like we heard you were like really dope at football. I was like, really? He's like, who told you that? Oh, Jake was saying you were like really sick back in the day. But he never tells me this stuff. It's like he doesn't talk to me about it. He just tells his friends.
Oh man. Well, it's cool because I don't think I'll ever in my life again get to watch an actor that's in a Call of Duty game watch his trailer live. Like I was just like excited for you, getting to see you watch it. Like, that's so cool, man. It's something to really be proud of.
Yeah, man, it's really dope. Like I'm excited for the opportunity and like just.
And you've been featured heavily in every trailer they've released.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty dope, man. Like I'm excited to see how this works for for my career and just how the game affects people and what they think and what people say about it. Like, I'm going to start playing just so I can actually have conversations and maybe jump in a chat room or I don't know, is that what they do? Is this chat rooms that people play in, or is it just online?
Well, that's what we do on this channel mostly. Is at night I just stream Call of Duty, and these same people, they get in.
Okay.
So what system do you got?
PS4, but I guess now it's coming to PS5. Is that what you got to get or something?
Well, what they're doing is you can buy a copy that works on the PS4, and then you get a free upgrade, because the PS5 and the new Xbox they haven't even put a release date on them yet. It'll probably be at the end of the year. Usually they do it around Christmas.
Okay.
But whenever you get it and you play, we gotta have you back, because I gotta play a game with the actual guy that's in it, man. That would be cool.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And then I can show you the zombies mode, because that's like a whole different game. You know what I mean? It's like a whole different experience, whole different game. But man, multiplayer is really what launched and what got Call of Duty to be the billion-dollar franchise that it is now. I mean, I remember back before Modern Warfare and Black Ops and all that stuff, when it was just Call of Duty. I think Call of Duty 3 is when the multiplayer got really crazy, and that's when the whole live, like getting online with your friends thing started really taking off. But I'm telling you, man, it has prevailed, and Call of Duty is one of the games that has stood the test of time. You know, I don't know what number this is. We've got to be, you know, at Call of Duty. This is probably Call of Duty 10 or Call of Duty 11, Call of Duty 12. You can't really name many other video games that have had that many sequels. It just like lives on and on and on. I think for you, man, it's like Black Ops 4, it introduced Blackout, which a lot of people like. The zombies didn't go over so well, so I think that there's even more hype for this game, because the zombies community has been waiting for 2 years for a new zombies. And then obviously, you know, with Modern Warfare and Warzone, that shit has been so popular, and they're implementing that engine into this game. So there's a lot of good things about this game that's going to make it huge.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you, just in the last few weeks since they've started releasing clues, I mean, the amount of enthusiasm across the internet of people coming out of the woodwork, you know, just that have been hibernating is what I always say. Like these hardcore players that have just been hibernating, waiting for a new game. But I mean, do you know, like the very first trailer, you know, we saw Ronald Reagan and the CIA, and I mean, it looks like they were in modern day Miami though. So, I mean, this game kind of jumps around a couple decades.
Looks like it.
Yeah, like I was actually surprised when I just saw that in Miami, unless it was, you know, I don't know, maybe that was 80s Miami, but because I feel like the date when they showed Reagan was like 81. And that's what a lot of people were trying to figure out, because you know, the rumor was that this game was going to be called Call of Duty Vietnam a few months ago. Yeah, that's what everybody thought until they officially released it was going to be Cold War.
Mm-hmm.
But that's cool that, you know, it had Uzbekistan, Miami.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like you're going all over the globe, like kind of like a global terror type of thing. I mean, what are you most excited for as far as, you know, the game's going to be a success, so you don't have to worry about that. But I mean, are you hoping that your character will get brought back in to the next one, or where do you want to go from here?
That would, I mean, hell, I'd love to be in Call of Duty for the rest of my life, man. So I don't know. I mean, you know, like, I just want this to be, you know, a dope game that people really like. Like, I'd love for this to be the greatest Call of Duty ever. Like, if people fuck with it on a level of, like, you know, where it becomes, this was the best Call of Duty, and I happen to actually be a part of that. That's all I want. Anything else that comes from it, man, is gravy and cake, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I just want people to play this game and play as me and fuck shit up and just think it's the dopest game that they've ever played. And if it leads to anything else, it does, and that'll be dope. But if not, the experience was amazing.
Now, do you know, as far as is there on this one, do you get to do you get to choose your character, or is it random, or do you know any of the details like that?
I don't know. Like, I don't know what you get to do or how you get to do it. I just know that you saw me in the multiplayer, so I'm imagining you can play as me, as, you know, somebody in the
and they didn't let you guys play any of it?
No. Like, nah, we didn't get to do that. We showed up and did our work and trained. And
did you get to keep any souvenirs from it at all, or?
No, I mean, I got a nice hat from Raven. You know what I'm saying? I got a hat from Raven, and I got a nice little hoodie from Raven. But otherwise, yeah. So I'm waiting to see what's going to happen. You know, once the game comes out, if they send us some like swag or some, even they send us the game. But Is that even a thing now? Do they still do hard copies of games, or is it just all?
Yeah, they do. They do hard copies. I mean, a lot of it's moving towards digital downloads. The problem is these damn games are so big now. I mean, Modern Warfare, they just did an update, but it was clocking in at about 180 gigs for one game, which I don't know. You know, a normal movie is usually a gig or less.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's like, you know, 180 movies of content for one game. So the sizes are just getting astronomical. I imagine this one will probably be even bigger.
Yeah.
Because it has more modes. And actually, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but this is a new format. This Call of Duty is going to be a brand new format. Like they're saying, for example, a lot of it's going to be free. People that don't actually own the game can play certain modes. So, you know, they did a lot of that with Warzone, and Activision, I guess, was happy with the way the new business model was working, I guess, from in-game purchases and all that stuff. But they're even saying that some of the zombies maps will be free, which never, I mean, before, I mean, that was all downloadable content you had to purchase. So it'll be interesting to see how everything works. I mean, they're feeding us, you know, breadcrumbs. Yeah. And that's what sucks is like, you know, I think that the zombies reveal is, I want to say the 15th or I can't remember, but that's the last one. Which is, that's been concerning all of us, is like, why is that last? What, like, we feel like, oh, maybe they're not done with it and they're stalling for more time. But, you know, the thing is that multiplayer and campaign, the two things that you're a part of, are probably the more popular versions to your average player. So, I mean, I know for you, you're like, yeah, what the fuck is zombies and whatever.
Yeah, what is zombies? Like, I don't know this world. So what is zombies?
So you're a Call of Duty player. Usually as a team of up to 4. You can play 1, 2, 3, or 4 player, and you're in a zombies world. So it's usually survival based. You know, you go through round 1 up until as far as you can get. It gets a little harder each round. Obviously, you have to make money and buy doors and upgrade guns. And usually you can build special guns called wonder weapons, and there's something called an Easter egg, at least one main Easter egg on every zombies map that is a puzzle of all puzzles, and it takes days, if not weeks, if not months. In fact, there's some games that have been out years that people still haven't figured out all the Easter eggs on the zombies. Okay. So it's like a big scavenger hunt inside of trying to figure out how to actually beat the level.
Okay.
And again, it's you play it completely differently because you're not facing another human being. You know, it's all computer controlled, but you know, there's no telling what kind of different. I mean, they could do anything with it. I mean, we don't know. They literally, there's been nothing leak about the zombies. We got, like I said, if you look on the internet, there is like a couple-minute clip of what's supposed to be some multiplayer, like actual in-game footage. But again, that kind of stuff leaks all the time around the time, and it's hard to validate if that's actual real. And that could have been, you know, in the early stages before they polished it. You just don't know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll just have to wait. I think that you would enjoy it, though. I mean, I always say, you know, you should try out every mode. The campaign has the opportunity to be really good too. I'm excited about that because the Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 had a really good campaign. And with the Modern Warfare engine, I think that, again, man, there's a lot of things going for this game that will be good for you and your career.
Yeah.
I think this will live with you forever, man. Like, and it's weird because I know some of your acting work you're probably very proud of. But this Call of Duty, it's going to be the thing that, you know, people want to talk to you about for the rest of your life. You know, it's a big deal. So, yeah. I mean, your son could probably fill you in on it. I mean, like, God, if my dad was in Call of Duty, that would be, you know, oh my God.
Yeah, man, it should be pretty cool. And, you know, just family, like just friends too, who play, you know, friends hit me up like, I can play as you. I'm like, but now I can say, yeah, you can play as me. You know what I'm saying? You'll see me, I'm in the multiplayer get it in. It's gonna be so dope. I have friends sending me screenshots and videos of me doing shit while they're playing the game. It's gonna be pretty. It's gonna be pretty amazing. I'm excited, man. I can't wait to see that.
Now, I was gonna ask you on campaign. Can you give us any indication of kind of where the story goes? I mean, obviously it looks like Reagan is sending some special ops teams, but I mean, is there like a nuclear crisis going on, or you have no idea, or you can't say, or what?
I cannot say.
You cannot say. Okay.
But I can just say that it's dope as shit. Like you all I can say is y'all are gonna really enjoy like the story and what happens. But I can't say anything about the story.
Yeah, they did a great job with Reagan's likeness, man.
Oh man, the likeness, but the dude who does his voice is ridiculous. Like he was sitting around at lunch just doing all kind of voices. The guy does Reagan. He was doing Schwarzenegger. He was doing Bill Cosby. Like this white dude doing all these voices. He's phenomenal. His Reagan. He just did Reagan for us all, like at lunch, and he did Nixon. Nixon too. Like he does. Just this dude is just a talented voice actor.
Well, I wonder in Black Ops 1 they had John F. Kennedy, and I wonder if it's the same guy that did the voice for him.
It might be. I don't know. Like I don't know how long ago did Black Ops 1 come out though.
Oh God, that had to have been 2007, 2000.
I don't know if this dude was doing it 13 years ago. I mean, he maybe, I don't know, but this dude. It seemed like this was the first time, or maybe like just recently they started working with this guy. But he was phenomenal, man. And just working with all these cats, so many talented people, in this game, and the actors that you're working with, the guy that does Adler, he's been working for decades in Hollywood. He started out in soap operas, and now he's got this just amazing gravelly voice. And Lily Cowles, who plays Agent Park, she's her mom she's a phenomenal actress. She's on Roswell right now, Roswell, New Mexico on Netflix, is one of the stars. But her mom was one of the stars of The Good Wife. Just such a good cast, just up and down, man. And everybody was just talented and phenomenal.
All right. Well, as far as you and your career, do you have any projects upcoming? On your IMDb, it says the last thing you worked on was Final Kill.
Yeah, Final Kill was a movie I shot with what's the guy's name, man? Danny Trejo. And,
I got to meet him one time. He's a nice guy, man.
Yeah, man, cool ass dude. But the crazy thing about Danny Trejo is you watch him in these movies, you think that guy's 7 feet tall, right?
Yeah, he's short.
Dog, he's like short as shit. He's short as hell, but just cool. And you think that like, damn, this dude is like, you watch the movie, he's like this badass big dude who's just fucking everybody up. No, this dude is like 5'8", man, 5'8", and tiny. But he's like on camera, he just is, his presence is just crazy.
Yeah, and he looks evil. And then Billy Zane's in that movie?
Yeah, man. This guy, damn, who is the director? I worked with
I can tell you the director is Justin Lee.
Yeah, Justin Lee. I shot another movie with him maybe a year prior to this. It was called Badland, which was actually trending during the quarantine. It was like in the top 5 Netflix in America for like four weeks. It was like in the top 5. It's called Badland, and he directed me on that. That was the first time I got to work with him. Yeah, Billy Zane's in Final Kill. In Badland, you got Jeff Fahey. I don't know if you remember Jeff Fahey from.
Yeah, you worked with Tony Todd, nicest guy I ever met in my life.
Tony Todd, the original Candyman.
Yeah, man. I hung out with him in Charlotte one time. He was super cool, down to earth. He even gave me his number. I called him about 6 or 8 months ago. I needed a last minute interview, and he was in LA and he couldn't do it. But he's super cool, man. Just like he found out I was from Charlotte, and he was like, "Man, do you know where any good dive bars are?" Like, he's a big dive bar guy. And I was a huge fan of the Night of the Living Dead remake that he was in, obviously Candyman, and he was even in The Rock. Like, if you remember,
Yeah.
I mean, he did a lot of different stuff. Very underrated actor, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think that he's one of those guys that should have gotten a lot more recognition than he did. But I actually have a poster in my bedroom that he signed that is one of my prized possessions. I was trying to look at who else. I'll have to check this Badlands out. You played Henry Means.
Yeah, you should check it out. It's a good, it's a good Western, man. If you like a good, Western gunslinger movie, it was cool.
I love Westerns.
Yeah. So it's a good watch. If you're a Western fan, check it out.
And then if somebody met you and you said, "Hey, I'm an actor," and they would say, "Well, I'm going to watch one thing that you've done," what would you recommend for people to really see your abilities and talent that they check out?
I would say watch Good Girls Revolt.
That was a TV series
on Amazon.
Okay.
It got one season, and it was one of their highest rated shows, but it still got canceled because the guy running their TV department at the time just wasn't a fan of the show. And it was, it came about during the whole Me Too movement as well. And, where women were getting a chance to just be up, at the forefront of things going on in society at that moment. And so that TV show came out, and it was created by women. The writers were women. And it was about women writers in at a newspaper. And it was actually, kind of loosely based on Nora Ephron. And I got to play a Black Panther leader, and it was really dope. Like, just, doing the research to find out about, Stokely Carmichael and the Black Panthers and the things they did, and then bringing that to the screen and actually being able to portray it was pretty amazing. It's one of my favorite things I've ever done. And I got to have an afro and wear all black and a black leather coat and just look badass.
You got to work with Emmett Walsh. Did you get to meet him?
Emmett Walsh.
Yeah, Faith, Hope, and Love.
Oh man, yeah, Emmett Walsh. Hold on, now
He's real old now. He's got to be in his late 70s or early 80s. That's dude. I don't know. You got to really think back, like Blade Runner, The Jerk. He was in a Chuck Norris, and I feel like the first Missing in Action movie. But I mean, he's been around for a long time.
Now, who was he? Because are you on there right now? Who was he in Faith, Hope, and Love?
He was. I don't know what that means. Fr. John.
Fr. John. Okay.
Yeah, like doctor, but with an F. It's like abbreviated Fr. John. I don't know. It shows Corbin Burnson.
Yeah, Corbin Burnson's in there.
Emmett Walsh, and I was looking to see if I recognize anybody else. Because you played Darius, right?
Yeah, I play a cat who went to high school. It's like a high school reunion for the girl that the main guy is like interested in, and I play like I'm running the talent show that the high school reunion is having, and that was a cool movie too. That was actually trending on Netflix for a while too, especially during the quarantine. It was like one of the top 10 movies in the country for a while. And that was a dope experience, man. Being there. And that was one of the first, as an actor, you shoot things, and some days you get there and you're in your head about it. Like, damn, was that a good take? And you're worried, you're looking over at Video Village to see if the director or, the producers are like nodding their head like, ooh, that was good. Or you feel like you didn't do a good job. That was one movie that I actually was shooting and was never worried about whether or not anybody was worried if I was doing good or how it was going. And it was just a confidence. It was like, it's a step, you're still learning and growing every day that you're doing this job. You know what I mean? But that was one where I got there and I was just on set, and I was never worried about anybody liking what I was doing or not, because I was just in it. I I didn't flub a single line on a single take. I was just in the zone in that movie. And I remember thinking to myself, like, yo, this was a growth movie. I felt really good about doing this one.
So, any Chadwick stories or?
Man, that dude, rest in peace, man. That was my first job ever in Hollywood, my first real TV job. And I got to the set, and the first thing we had to shoot was me running, like, if you go to my Instagram, I didn't even put it up there on a post. I just put it in the story. But there's a scene where he's chasing me down the 7th Street Bridge in Los Angeles. And I'm running, right? And we keep doing the take, and he's like, he can't catch me. And so he's like, dog, you gotta slow down, man. I'll be like, you too fast. I was like, all right, man. So I start slowing down. And so when you watch, if you ever watch Lincoln Heights, the episode is called Aftershock. I look like I'm running slow as shit. Like, you watch this. He's like, he's going like this. But me, I'm like, it's the slowest, because I'm jogging, basically, because he couldn't catch up. I tell you, I was smoking Black Panther, smoking him, right? But he catches up to me, and we get that scene, and he gets me on the on top of the hood, and he's like, good shit. You know what I mean? Like, good shit. As soon as we hit the hood. And then the rest of the things I remember is working with him the rest of that week was this guy was just always trying to create content. Like, our director, Kevin Rodney Sullivan, we'd be at lunch break, and it'd be us sitting down, me, Kevin, and Russell Hornsby. I'd be sitting at lunch, and Chad would be pitching a script. It was like every day, like, hey, Kevin, you gotta like take a look at the script for me. He was like, man, all right, I'll look at it. And then the next day he'd be talking about another script he had. And I was asking this dude, and we're both, I think at the time, it was like, we were both like 28, maybe 28 years old. And I didn't have no damn scripts in my pocket. You know what I mean? I'm just glad to be there working, you know what I mean? But this dude was like looking for the next thing all the time and trying to get in there. He's like, he's like, dude, I got like 10 scripts that I've written.
Well, he found it. He eventually found it, man. And yeah, R.I.P., man. Like, what a talent. Just gone way too soon, man. It's sad. And the saddest thing to me was seeing some of the work he put out, that you can do the math and see that he was probably undergoing treatment. I got a sister going through chemo and radiation right now.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
And I know what it's doing to her, and the fact that he was still working during that and putting on good, phenomenal performances. I mean, God, man, like, yeah, the guy was he was a legend, yeah, for sure.
And one more thing that he did that was funny. We hung out after we shot that. I invited him to come out and like hang out with me and my buddies. So he came out one night before he was, before he blew up from Black Panther and all the other movies. He came out, and even when he came out, he was out there. We're drinking, talking to girls, trying to, hopefully trying to hook up girls. He's there, and this dude's talking to us about films. Like, he's talking to us about trying to make films. Like, dog, yeah, have fun. What are we doing? But that was his fun. And so he would text, we would text. As he started to get bigger, we stopped communicating so much. But I still had his number on my phone, and he had my number. And I would get texts from him periodically, right? And it would be like, Reg, what do you think of this? Or such and such. And I'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. And then he would be like, oh, my bad. This was actually for Reggie Hudlin. And so he would text me shit for another Reggie all the time. And then the last time he texted me, he was like, yo, so I'll meet you at the Hollywood Bowl at about 10 o'clock. We'll go through the back entrance. And I was like, oh shit, okay, I'll meet you there. And he was like, oh, wrong Reg. The worst, man. But it was funny. I used to tell my friends about it, like, man, this dude Chad texts me the wrong Reggie all the time. But I'll miss those texts, man. I'll miss those little, fuck ups. But
yeah, nah, for sure. Who is your favorite actor?
man, my favorite actor is James Cagney of all time.
Really?
Dude, like White Heat, Roaring Twenties, those movies. That dude was doing in the 1940s and 30s. He was doing act. He could act today. The way he was acting then, he'd be a great actor right now. Like, you know, you watch some of these people and they're like stuck in an era, you know, like the old timey speak, like, I don't give a damn what they do. No, James Cagney was doing De Niro and Pacino then. Brando. He was the guy who was just living and not stuck in a way of acting or a mode of acting. He was before his time. James Cagney is my favorite, and then Jack Nicholson, Don Cheadle, Denzel, Viola, Meryl Streep. I mean, there's just so many, man. Like Jason Bateman is one of my favorite actors.
Viola Davis, man. Oof.
Yeah.
I hate when people say she's a black Meryl Streep. I think she's better than Meryl Streep. She is powerful, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why color has to be mentioned always when it's actors. Like Denzel, one of the best actors of all time. Morgan Freeman, one of the best actors of all time. Viola Davis, man, every time I watch How to Get Away with Murder, I get chill bumps watching her. She's so fucking good, man. Yeah. It's all in the eyes. Like, you know, I always admire actors that can cry on demand, you know, but you like the really strong actors or actresses, they can act an entire scene with just their eyes. You know, the way that they say the eyes are the windows to a soul, but you really see that with strong actors and actresses. Like, they don't overact, but it's like the fear is in their eyes. It's not a facial expression. The love is in their eyes. It's crazy how they're able to do that. And I mean, maybe they taught you some of that when you were in acting school. I don't know. I've never taken acting lessons, but she is great, man. Like, she has risen on my list of just like anything she does, I want to watch it.
Yeah, she's phenomenal, man. And, you know, and it comes from, I mean, there's some who are better. It's just being able to tap into who you are, but also knowing who you are, you know, being comfortable with who you are, being comfortable with being able to go to an emotional place that you're willing to let people see. It's just vulnerability, you know, and yeah, like you said, you know, in acting class, you know, you learn that kind of stuff, but you be there with some people and they can talk to you and tell you, do this, but it takes a special person to really be able to implement what is being talked about and what they're trying to get you to do. And, you know, you'll be in class with some of these people and you see, and you're like, oh, that's why they're dope. That's why they're working, because they're able to tap into this thing and not give a fuck about what people think or what people see.
Were you in class with anybody that ended up making it?
Well, yeah, one of my best friends, well, as far as making it, do you mean like a star or somebody?
Nah, I mean, making it to me is where if you can support yourself off acting financially, you know?
Yeah, man. I mean, all my buddies, my buddy LaMonica Garrett is, he just recently, I don't know if you guys watch the Arrowverse or the DC superhero shows on CW, but he was just the Monitor on DC's Arrowverse. And, you know, that dude that's all he does is act and travel the world to do his job. My other friend, KJ Smith, who's in class with me, she's the star of BET Sisters. My other buddy, Sean, who's one of the stars of Sisters, he was in class with me. I was in class with Jimmy Choo. Do you know Jimmy Choo shoes?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy Choo was in one of my acting classes when I first moved to Hollywood. And I had no idea he was like this millionaire shoe designer for women. I had no idea. I'm in class working on scenes with this guy, and he was terrible. But I had no idea who this dude was. And then once I was done working on the scene, the teacher came over. She's like, you know, that's like Jimmy Choo, the designer.
Well, why were they there?
He wanted to be an actor. Like Jimmy Choo wanted to be in movies and TV, and he was really good friends with the teacher. Her name's Tasha Smith, and she does a lot. But he was really good friends with her, and she used to buy his shoes, and he would give her shoes. And then so she had him in class, and he came to class, and he was just trying to be an actor. Didn't happen, but I mean, he doesn't need it. But it was his passion. He wanted to try to be an actor really bad.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like out of all the people, man, I would have never guessed that.
Yeah.
So what's 3 TV shows that you're watching right now?
Right now, I'm watching Billions. Tell me you watch Billions.
I haven't, but I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Paul Giamatti, Damian Lewis, man, ridiculous.
I love Paul Giamatti. My favorite actor ever was Philip Seymour Hoffman, R.I.P.
Yeah. His son is actually about to star in something. He's going to star in some TV show. I just saw that released on Deadline the other day. So Billions, Homeland, Black as Fuck. Did you ever watch that on Netflix?
Homeland?
No, Black as Fuck.
Oh, yeah, I did watch a couple episodes of that. Yeah,
man, I watched. I love Kenya Barris. Great mind, really funny writer. So I watched that. I just finished that up. Those are my 3, man.
Notice, chat, he did not say any 90 Day Fiance shows. He's not a reality guy.
Yeah, I haven't watched reality since I've never seen a single episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I heard it's about to end or something though, but I've never seen a single episode. I've never watched an episode of Jersey Shore. That was a show, right? Jersey Shore?
Yeah, those guys made a ton of money. Yeah, the Kardashians' ratings have been declining. I mean, we kill them in ratings, which is weird to me because they make so much money. But you didn't even watch. You remember back when P. Diddy had Making the Band?
Oh, I did watch that. Yes.
Yeah, that shit was hot. Yeah, and he announced like 8 months ago that he's gonna bring it back. So I'm excited.
Okay, I'm gonna watch that, and I'm gonna watch some 90 Day Fiance. Tell me.
Just check out on Sunday night. I think it comes on around 11. The show I'm on. Just watch that one time because all we do is we watch the regular shows and make fun of the people.
Okay.
So we're just like it's kind of like Mystery Science Theater 3000 for reality TV.
Okay.
So it's got a little bit of comedy. It's like me and actually my ex-fiance are one of the teams on it. So we like watch the people that are going through, because the show is about people who are dating internationally and going through the K-1 visa process and all the fuck ups and clusterfucks from different cultures meeting, and you got Americans flying to Nigeria or going to Germany, or bringing people from other countries over here, and just we're different. Americans are very different than any other culture, just like any other culture is different from other cultures, and they clash, and it's kind of like a drama, love, travel docu-series all together. So it's kind of got an element for everyone, and I think that's one of the reasons why it's become so popular, because it tackles, again, you get to see all these beautiful countries, you get to see what other cultures are like, and then you get to see who makes it and who doesn't.
Yeah.
So like I went to Colombia, South America to film my first show, so I was there for almost a month. But yeah, check it out, man. You might like it. I know you got to go in about 18 minutes, but I want to talk before we go about your nonprofit. If you could tell us about Valley of Change.
Thank you, brother. Yes, the Valley of Change is a nonprofit organization I started around, when the George Floyd protests started happening in Los Angeles. And it was my way of just getting involved. I wanted to get involved in protests. I've always been a militant type cat, involved in politics. But during this moment of, being at home and quarantine and seeing the national outrage, it really helped jumpstart me into some activism. And so, I didn't want to be involved in some of these, protests that are happening downtown where they're getting violent and doing something. That's not my lane. And I've got a kid and I've got a mortgage. I've got, I got to affect things in a different way. You know, I think that protests are great and they all play their part. But I wanted my son to see some activism and I wanted to get involved. So I just wanted to be in my neighborhood instead of going to downtown Los Angeles. I'm in Van Nuys, Sherman Oaks. I wanted them to see people are standing up and wanting some change. And so I got out there and I met my co-founder, Latora Green. And at first it started out with people just a couple of people holding signs and being physically super distant because everybody was worried about COVID. And then I got there and started talking to people. And then the next day I showed up, they gave me a bullhorn. And then after that, I started, you know, getting people together and organizing. And then it turned into the Valley of Change. And now we're, you know, what my goal is to raise a voting block of people who vote for local politics, because there's, I mean, really 15% of Los Angeles comes out to vote for the local politics. And that's a crying shame because we have 4 million people in this city and 15 council members run this city, and they run it in anonymity because nobody really knows what they do. Nobody even votes for what they do. So what the Valley of Change is we're trying to get people involved in local politics and affecting policy change, making sure people remember and understand that Black Lives Matter, ending police brutality, ending racism, ending homelessness, and just loving each other, man. That's what we're about. And showing people that you don't have to associate one bad thing with the whole cause or the whole group. You know, I've talked to people and they say, oh, Black Lives Matter, they're violent. Bro, I believe Black Lives Matter and I'm not violent to a damn thing. You know what I mean? Like, or they're burning down buildings. Well, only thing I burn is toast, dog. So, you know what I mean? You can come to our protest and you can come talk with us and learn about what we're about and what we're doing. And you can reach out to us, thevalleyofchange.org, www.thevalleyofchange.org, or on Instagram @thevalleyofchange, all one word, or reach me @coachwithreg.
Yeah, guys, actually, I was going to say, I put Reggie's IMDb link and also his Instagram link in the bio of this video. And yeah, please go check out thevalleyofchange.org. You guys know that every quarter I pick a charity to work with, and then COVID kind of screwed that up with this last 2 quarters. But when I originally spoke with Reggie on the phone, you know, I was fanboying out about talking to a Call of Duty guy, but then he mentioned that he was doing that with the Valley of Change. And I was like, all right, well, this guy's actually like a really good guy, not just, you know, an actor. So I was just as interested to get him on for that reason, because as many of you know that have followed me for a while, I always try to use my platform to help people. And obviously what he's talking about is very prevalent in 2020 right now. So if you can help, I'm sure on that site, they can make donations, I would assume.
Yeah, on the valleyofchange.org. You can go there and you can donate. You can come out. If you're in LA, you can come out and stand.
And it is a nonprofit, right?
Yeah, nonprofit.
It's a nonprofit, guys. So if you got a couple dollars, it would mean a lot to me. Definitely help this man out that took his time to come join us. We are the only YouTube channel today that had a Call of Duty actor live with us for the reveal, and he chose us. So what I'm asking for you guys is please go to his Instagram, follow him, check out his work. I'm sure he'll have some more movies and TV shows coming out. I mean, everything is slow right now. My manager actually lives out in LA, probably close to you, Reggie, and she's telling me that it's still pretty shut down as far as you know, the film industry. And I know that's been hard for guys like yourself. I mean, there's just not a lot of work right now.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's got time to probably focus on his charity. But, you know, guys, like I always tell you, even with this stream, everything costs money, you know, whether you're spending on yourself or spending on your business. So if you guys can help with that, I think it's a very important matter. You know, we would love to see less racism and less police brutality, and the way he's doing it, I believe, is the right way. You know, not going about it the violent way, but doing that the educational way. I'm glad to hear someone like yourself try to find a different way to get people's voices heard. Exactly. We can't keep burning buildings down. That's not working. So, you know, I think educating young people, man, that's a great idea. And I saw some pictures of you looking very much like a leader with the bullhorn. So you look like you're a pretty inspirational cat, man. And I really appreciate you coming on today. This is going to get archived, but I'm going to go back through and I'm going to make a edited version of this interview, and I'll get you sent all that. Anybody real quick before he goes, anybody got a question that you want to ask Reggie? Maybe we'll take one or two serious questions. I see a couple non-serious people in here. I already had to put some people in timeout, Reggie. like I'm running a daycare here. Jamie, Charlene, Tanya, Ash, I'm sure you guys have an educated question. Sean, how do you get into acting? I think he already mentioned that. Can you ask him how and why he got into this? Okay, so some people must have joined
a little
late, but you can just give him a brief, real quick rundown of, like, again, he talked about he saw the film Commando, and that got him interested in film, and again, rewatch the first part of the video. I mean, you're welcome to answer it again, Reggie.
Yeah, I'll answer it. Basically, I mean, I got into it just from being just a film buff. I mean, you know, Commando was the first movie I watched and saw editing gaffe, and it made me interested to find out more about acting. And then, my mom took me and allowed me to audition for a theater company in Denver, Colorado called Kid Skits, and that really got me out there because I booked that job, and then I just knew that I could do this. And so it was just a constant process of always believing in myself and knowing that I could do this. Like I wanted to be on TV since I was a child. And so I just said, I'm going to find a way to be on TV. I'm going to do this. And I did it. I just put my head down and focus. And everything I did was towards getting to be on TV. And if it meant taking classes with the best teachers in the town, I was going to do that. If it meant going to do these free student films, I was doing it. Like I worked for free for a decade out here. You know what I'm saying? Like 10 years of basically just doing student films and trying to get in. And then finally, not a decade, 5 years basically. But anything, I mean, it's 10,000 hours. If you read Malcolm Gladwell's book, 10,000 hours it takes to become a professional at something or an expert. And you got to put your time in, so take classes and watch movies.
I got one question myself, but someone else asked Hunter Watson, which is actually a female. I learned last night. I assumed Hunter was a male. My mistake. Is there one actor or director that, like, if they offered you a role, you would just jump on, that you really want to work with? I'm assuming is what she meant.
Man. If I got to work with Denzel, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's like a childhood thing. And
Denzel paid for Chadwick's tuition.
Yeah.
I just learned that recently, man. That was a crazy fucking story. Like, I mean, again, another one of those things that when I was watching the video, I just got like emotional. Like, how fucking cool to have your idol that you didn't even know, do that for you, man. Like,
yeah,
that's crazy. I was gonna ask you, what are your top? I know it's hard. It's a hard question when people ask me, "What's your favorite movie?" What's your top three?
Man, all right. My favorite movie of all time is Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back.
That's a good one.
I could watch. It's the best Star Wars movie, hands down. If you say something else, we got. Do you
now? Is that the one where they have to lightsaber the animal to stay warm?
Yeah, that's where he's.
Yeah.
He's in. What is that? That's, I think, Tatooine.
That sounds right. I haven't seen the old ones in a while, but
man, that's like the movie for me. Star Wars: Empire Strikes Back. The Notebook. I can watch The Notebook over and over and over again. And then
that's interesting.
House Party is. Have you seen House Party?
With Kid and Play?
Yeah, man.
You know what's funny, man? I had a fanboy moment. I posted a video on Instagram of me and my best friend. We've been best friends for 25 years. Riding around in a car listening to, what was Kid and Play's like smash hit song, Rolling with Kid and Play. And Kid commented on it.
Oh, really?
And he was like, I can't even remember what he said, but I mean, it was like his verified account. And I was like, oh my God, how cool is that? Like, it made my day.
Yeah, man. Like, that was my movie. Like, it was right when I think I was in middle school when it came out. And I love that movie. I could watch it to this day. Anytime it comes on, I watch it over and over and over again. And that was one of my first, so like, I saw him when I first moved to Hollywood. I went to a bar and I sat at this bar watching Kid, Christopher, I think it's Christopher Martin. I think his last name. I think he's Christopher Martin, and DMX play pool. Like, I was at this was
DMX lives in South Carolina now. He's not that far from me. Yeah.
Yeah, man. This was like when DMX was still kind of hot, right? And I went to this bar, and
man, DMX is always gonna be hot. DMX is the shit, man.
They were just playing pool, and
that cat is short too, though. He's a short dude too.
Oh yeah, he's small. That's crazy. You watch him, you think like these dudes are like they gotta be like 7 feet tall. I remember watching the videos of him barking like, arr, arr. I thought he was like the hardest dude in the world, and then I run into him, and he's like the smallest guy. It's just, you just never know, man. You never know.
Yeah. One more question. As an actor, how is the gaming industry different in terms of the preparatory work, how you approach the role?
Who's that? That's Amy Lee. Yo, the difference, there is no difference. I mean, basically, you're getting a story, you get a script, and you prepare it just like you would for a movie. I mean, you've got to know your lines, you got to know the intention, who you're talking to, why you're saying what you're saying, and that affects everything you do.
Y'all record the dialogue separately, I'm assuming, and then they just edit it together. Like, you're not recording with other actors, like a conversation.
No, you're shooting with other actors.
Oh,
yeah.
all right, okay. I didn't know if they had you like in a voice booth, just saying your lines, and then they just put the conversation together, or.
Nah, yeah, you're on a soundstage with your suit on and running around and doing the scenes and acting, and it's all, yeah, you do everything. So.
And what did y'all film all of it in LA?
Part in LA and part in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, wow.
Yeah,
I would have never guessed.
Raven is in Wisconsin.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So yeah, we did a lot in LA, and we did some in Wisconsin.
What's your top 3 favorite artist musical?
Stevie Wonder is number 1, all time.
Fingertips. Love Fingertips. My mom used to play me that song as a child.
Really? Yeah. Stevie is number 1. Number 2, I would say, is Michael Jackson. Number 3, man. Number 3 all time, I might have to say Kenny Loggins, man.
Kenny Loggins. Wow, I would have never expected that. You threw me. I would have never expected you to say The Notebook, and then the equivalent to that is. And look, I respect The Notebook. It's a solid love story. Man. I mean, you know, I'm not scared to admit I like the movie. But I don't think that I would expect anyone else to say that. You know what, a guilty pleasure of mine that's kind of on the lines of The Notebook is a Kevin Costner movie called Message in a Bottle.
Never saw it.
You never saw it? If you like The Notebook, Message in a Bottle is kind of, I mean, you got Titanic, obviously, and The Notebook were really big movies, but Message in a Bottle is a really sappy love drama with a sad ending, and you know, it's one of those movies. I'm a big Kevin Costner fan. Anything he does. In fact, if you haven't watched Yellowstone, that's a really good show.
I've been hearing that's good. I gotta check that out.
Yeah, it is, especially since you were in that Western movie, man. It's kind of like modern. It's like a modern day Western. It's kind of what it reminds me of. But that and man, I'm watching that new Power. You fuck with Power at all?
I watched the first season of Power, maybe the first and the second season, and then I kind of got off of it. I'm just, what do I say? If I audition for something and I don't get it, I'm not a fan of watching it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
did you audition for Power?
Yeah, I auditioned for Power the first season to be, I think it was the driver. Remember season 1? The guy who was like Ghost Driver, and
that was fucking his wife.
He ended up sleeping with his wife. Yeah, I auditioned for that, and I didn't get it. And so I was like, "Fuck this show, man." So like, if whenever a show is on, if I audition for like a major role and I don't get it, it's hard for me to watch. Like,
What else have you auditioned for?
Blind Spot. It was this show on NBC. I think it might be done now, or it might still be going. It's a show called Blind Spot, and it's where this chick is. She shows up in like she's in Times Square, and then they like the bomb squad comes because there's like this big suitcase. And everybody thinks it's something that could be a bomb, and they open it up, and there's like a girl in there. She's like covered in all kind of tattoos and writing and whatever. And she comes out, and then the story goes from there. She can't remember how she got here and what happened, and so the story unravels from there. And I was going to be one of the stars of that, and it came down to me and I forget what the cat's name is, who ended up Rob Brown. And he's been in some movies, and he played. He was in a movie with Chad actually. It was the Ernie Shavers story, I think, or Jim Brown. I forget, one of those. But it was me and him. He ended up getting the damn show, and I'll never watch. I haven't watched a single episode of that.
That's kind of fucking funny. You're like, man, fuck y'all.
Yeah, I will not watch it if it goes to somebody else. Or like Insecure, cat that I was in class with, Jay Ellis. We both read for the role of being like, I think his name is Clarence or Lawrence. I don't know what it is, but he's like her ex-boyfriend. And he read for that. He got it. I'll never watch the show again. Like, I just can't, because all I'm doing is watching people make my money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't fuck with it. I can't do it. Yeah,
actually, a friend of mine, he got to be in Power for a couple episodes, and man, he was talking about how crazy that shoot was. His name's Luis da Silva. I don't know if you've ever heard of him or not, but he was the guy in the Nike black and white commercial doing all the basketball tricks.
Oh, damn.
What's that?
Back in the day?
Yeah, back in the day. Yeah, he was the youngest athlete ever signed to Nike. I mean, he was like one of the main villains in one of the Fast and the Furious. He got a really good resume.
Yeah.
In fact, we got the same. He just signed with the same manager as me, which is I'm just shocked that I'm even associated with someone that's that talented, because he's a very talented Latino actor, and he's done a lot of good shit. So, but yeah, he got to be on like I don't remember, like 2 episodes of Power or something. So I was like, I was super into Power. Now they just came out. Power ended. Omari Hardwick is dead now on the show. So now they just started with Power Book 2. Where this is more like,
or Ghost, his son.
Nah, it's not Tommy yet. They're supposed to be doing a book 3, I guess is going to be about Tommy. But to be honest, this new one, I've only watched the first episode, but the IMDb rating is not looking that great. So I don't know. Omari carried that show, man. He's a talented guy.
Yeah, he's a talented cat, man.
He really is. I think he's going to end up being the next Denzel, or another hard-hitting actor. I mean, he's really good. Have you ever met Morgan Freeman just randomly?
I have not. I don't think I've ever. No, never met Morgan Freeman.
I've never met anybody that's met Morgan Freeman, and I'm dying to know what he's like in real life.
Yeah, never met him. Met Denzel. Never met Morgan Freeman.
How is Denzel? Just like he is?
Cool, man. I've seen Denzel a couple times, actually. One time I saw him at a club. This is when I first, it was kind of my early years in Hollywood, and I'm standing on the wall at this club just chilling, and I look next to me, and this dude in a New York Yankees hat is chilling with his hat on, and he's just like sitting there with his head down, and he's by himself, and he's just chilling in the club, just looking, chilling, and it's fucking Denzel. I was like, what the hell is going on here? And he's just chilling. I talking to him. I said, hey, what's up, Denzel? And he's like, so he just stayed there in his little area. I don't know if he was like studying something or just what the hell he was doing. He was there by himself, just kicking it on the wall. And then I saw him at a restaurant a couple of years ago, like maybe 2 years ago. I went to a film premiere a buddy of mine was in. And we walked over to this restaurant like right next door. And Denzel was sitting there just eating with a couple of people. And we rolled up like, yo, what's up, man? How you doing? And yada, yada. And then went back to do our thing. And then that was it.
Yeah, man. LA is a different world. I try to tell my friends, I'm like, dude, you go to LA and it's like, if you walk around LA one day, you will more than likely see somebody you recognize from something.
Oh yeah, man.
You know, it's just like everybody's out there that you watch on TV or in film. It's just a different world.
Yeah, man. Like, you know, I've been, and it's whatever. It's not like it's a big deal. Like, you know, a buddy of mine is good friends with Leo. And so one night we were at this bar and Leo just comes in, sits down at the bar with us and we're drinking. I was like, what the fuck? And it's just like,
you talking about Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah, yeah. And he comes in with his hat and he just sits down and kicks it and has a drink and just chatting. Like like it's nothing, you know what I mean? But like you would think it would be like a crazy ass big ordeal, but
yeah.
Just a dude coming in and having a drink who happens to be one of the famous people in the world.
Did he have Rihanna with him?
Nah, man. He was there with his chef and
his chef.
His chef is like his homeboy. And he
comes and
just kick back, man.
That's the life I want, people. I want to be where I'm hanging out with my private chef, and I'm sure Reggie wants that life too. So
I want that life.
Go to valleyofchange.org and help this man with his nonprofit organization. Go to his Instagram. Make sure you follow him, guys. I know most of you are going to buy the new Call of Duty anyway, but I did ask Reggie on the phone, and hopefully I can stay in contact with him whenever they actually do release some posters or something. I'm going to try to send him a couple things to get him to sign them so we can, you know, give away something. Maybe we'll do something to where if people donate a certain amount to your charity, we'll like raffle off a signed poster or a signed copy of the game or something. We'll set something up.
That's dope.
And I know I'm a little bit past your time here, so we're going to wrap this up. But listen, I really appreciate you taking the time to come spend it with us today and for the information that you shared. Brother, wish you nothing but success. That game is going to be a hit for you, man. I'm excited for you.
Thank you so much, Tim, man. I appreciate you. Appreciate your platform and just taking an interest, man. I appreciate it. And keep doing great work. I'm going to watch your show this Sunday. You said this Sunday, 8 p.m.?
Yeah, nice. It comes on at 11. So if you're
11 Eastern or Pacific?
Yeah, 11 my time. So that would be 8 your time. Yeah.
I will check it out on TLC.
TLC, yeah. It's called Pillow Talk.
Pillow Talk. Okay, I'm
watching. Check it out since you got a background in comedy and see what you think.
Yeah, I'll check it out, man. Definitely.
All right, Reggie. Thank you so much, brother. Good luck to you, man.
Oh, man. Appreciate you.
All right, guys. All right, that was Reggie from Call of Duty Cold War, guys. And we're going to wrap this stream up. But like I said, the link is in the description. Please check out this man's account. Give him a like and a follow on Instagram. Check out his nonprofit. It sounds like it's a good organization if you want to get involved with that sort of thing. And
like the shit up.